Let's go. Let's go. Are we live? Of course we're live. Good morning to those of you in the UK, people. People deluded. I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Like I said, good morning to those of you in the UK. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are. You know, I know the time zone difference. While we love to come together for football, it can't be kind. So I appreciate everybody locked in. We're here early morning. You know, obviously there wasn't going to be enough time to do this, people. Obviously, please make sure you're checking out the pinned tweet, because the original content from me today was going to be Rangers versus Arsenal. I'm going to be doing a live watch along. Streamers, I'm going to need your links, because there's no way I'm in hell am I paying for it after missing out on getting it for free. I hope everybody's doing well and safe. I hope everyone's good. As you lot can see, yellow bar settings, the guy behind us, Arsenal and Brighton have come to an agreement in relations to Ben White. Ben White will be leaving the seaside town of Brighton and coming to big old London, people. The 23-year-old will be completing a £50 million move. Like you can see with the yellow bar, people, I tried to do the Sky Sports thing and whatnot, yellow bar. That's actually why I'm 2 minutes late, because I thought, you know, let me make it yellow. It plays on the whole, you know, the transfer business and all of that. But I apologize for being 2 minutes late. I'll make it up, man. Like I said, content king. You'll have to allow me. What I may lack in timing, I make up with content. It's like a footballer, you know. Gabriel's raw with it. You know, he needs a partner like me. If I was a footballer, I need certain things around me. I'm not perfect, people. So yeah, before we actually crack on, because obviously everyone and their nan's offered an opinion. What are you lot saying? Are you happy? Are you unhappy with the signing of Ben White? How are you feeling about it? Obviously, you lot make this thing for what it is. You lot don't talk, then it's a bit dead, really and truly. Like I said, not to be shameless, or in fact, you know what, if you don't promote yourself in this life, no one will. So I hope you're all hitting the like button. Please make sure you're big up to all the positive comments I'm getting via the comment section. Shout out to Live from Planet X, but make sure you slapped your reminders. Rangers versus Arsenal. I'm live from 1:30 p.m. Kickoff is at 2 p.m. Obviously, make sure you're subscribed on Twitch. Big up the 423 again. Exclusive Twitch content is going to start from next week. I know I only do Q&As for the members, but again, if you're on Twitch, so specifically if you're subscribed to me on Twitch, we're going to start running them Q&As and content for you guys. So please make sure you're supporting the thing. Like I said, it goes without saying, man, you know, DG Nation, you got to be flying the flag. So please make sure you're checking out your DG merch and the rest of it. Before I crack on with everything, and like you can see here, I've copied and pasted the Athletics article. I've got 2 other articles up there in relation to Ben White. You know me, I like to see everything. So yeah, man, what are you lot saying? And I mean, it's a good time to be an Arsenal fan, you know. I can't lie, the club got me, man. I bought the home shirt. I see Arsenal versus Chelsea tickets. I'm going to be completely honest, people. That's also why I was 2 minutes late, because it was there. It said red members. I thought Arsenal Chelsea in August. You know, the tickets might not be there. I would flash my card, but someone would probably do fraud on this live stream. I thought, let me go and confirm that. So yeah, what can I say? Tickets are coming out. Shirts are being released. Documentaries are being booked. New signings, whatever, you know, the club's doing what they can to get the optimism among fans. For me personally, you know, we might as well just, I'm going to get into you got lots of comments, but we might as well just crack on with this Ben White stuff, because I mean, I'm kind of focused right now, people. I can't lie to you lot. The optimism is back. For me, crucially, with the signing of Ben White, the one thing I'm cautious of, I know he's on holiday, and apparently that's a reason as to why it might take a bit of time to complete this move. Apparently a medical scheduled for July the 26th, I believe I said. So yeah, we'll probably see some movement in that regards around then. Apparently the club are trying to tie up him and Lokonga. Obviously, London Coley has suffered a bit of a COVID outbreak, so we've got to be careful around that. So that's probably why there's a delay. For me, I'm not going to sit here and lie, you know, with Lokonga, to go with, you know, Lokonga, Ben White, and obviously Tavares is signed. Arteta made a big point about he needs pre-season, he needs it early. So unlike where Saliba struggled in the first half of the season last year, and we've learned, and he's gone on loan, you know, we're bringing people in early, so they have that much quicker to work with Arteta. And for me, it's crucial, because I look at Ben White, and not to put a downer on anything, but he's not going to be the Messiah in the sense of we can't just look at him and think we're automatically going to improve defensively just because he's worked in, he's shown he's an intelligent footballer. He's worked in a very good system at Leeds, played a couple of roles there, and Brighton, who had a very good defensive system last year. He can't do it alone. We defend from the front, we attack from our goalie. So again, if he can come into pre-season that much quicker, is allowed to get up to speed with things, and for 50 million, you know, he's got to be central to your plans. I don't know if it's going to be him and Marie, him and Holding, him and Gabriel, whatever, but I want to see how he ties in. So if you get that much quicker to work with someone, 9 times out of 10, they should, they should adjust to what we're trying to do. And things, because as much as I like Ben White, there's still a lot of question marks. He's only had one or so season in the Prem. As much as I have admiration for him, I think he's going to be a success. He's shown me he's an intelligent man, because you don't play under Bielsa if you don't understand your individual role tactically. At Brighton, they had fair enough, they're street smart individuals there, but there's a defensive system. So he's shown me there's something to work with. He's been called up by England, but he's only had one real season in the Premier League. He's only 23. It's about, how do we take this guy to become a player of the future? He's 23 years of age. What's he going to look like at 26? He got called up to England technically on a technicality, but how do you make him an England regular and things? And I'm happy with his signing. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and lie. We was talking about centre-half, so I didn't have Ben White down. But I like him. There's scope to get better. He's 23. He's got scope to grow. I don't want to be the guy who says all this stuff, but he's English. He knows the league and all of those sort of things. I'm pretty sure he'll struck up a good friendship with Callum Chambers. Callum Chambers is from Southampton. My man used to play for Southampton as well as Brighton, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but it's their neck of the woods, in it, and they're Londoners. So I think he'll tie in. Obviously, he's worked with Saka and that. I think his mentality looks good. His personality looks good. Obviously, for me, fundamentally, you're playing centre half, but if need be, he can do a job at right back and obviously midfield. Like I said, exclusively, I want you at centre half, because I want to see a bit of stability personally. Ben White and Gabriel, Ben White and Marie. Who is the centre half pairing? Because I think there was too much chopping and changing, and you might be able to do that when you've got, if you're Man City and you've got Laporte and Stones and Diaz and things like that. We need to get back to basics. And I do think even the partnership of Gabriel and Ben White, they're going to go through teething problems. Ben White isn't perfect. I feel sorry for him in that, you know how certain fans are going to be. The Wolves are going to be out for him on the first mistake. He can't control his price tag. He can't control Arsenal going for him. For me, I have to assume, again, I don't know, because you were on to Upamecano once upon a time. That was too expensive. Canute's gone to Liverpool, allegedly the same. So is he your first choice target, or did you sort of like tick off the shopping list and whatnot? That's out of stock. That's out of stock, Ben White. I don't know. But if Ben White is your first choice, then I'm happy. First and foremost, we've got a centre half. Second of all, he ties in long term. But I need to see Arteta train this guy and develop him in the same way I need to see that with Gabriel, with Smith Rowe, with Martinelli, with Lokonga, with Tavares, wherever they're at, Pepe, wherever they're at in the scale of seniority, whether they're first teamers or squad players. I need to see this squad mature, and I think a lot of that only happens with stability. I think there's a lot of question marks with Mikel Arteta in an attacking sense, folks, and getting the best out of us. Defensively, there's still such, but I think it's easier in defense. He's shown me enough to say if he gets better defenders, will be better. So for me, it's good. You've got Gabriel, who's injured at the moment. You've got Ben White. Bring me a right back to go with T&E, sort out what's going on in goal, and then we could look to have a defense for a back five unit for a good period of time that can mature and develop and stuff like that. Obviously, Ben White's probably signing at the right time because we haven't got too many games. There's a chance for stability. I think he will he'll fare well here. But we also need to remember, obviously, it's not Arsenal of what it once was, but Arsenal to Brighton's a massive jump in terms of how you got to carry yourself. There's probably a lot he's going to have to deal with off the field. Obviously, I don't know what Brighton is, but Brighton and London or wherever he lives, they might be two separate sort of stuff. So, it's a coming of age. Again, he's been at Brighton since a youth. This is coming of age now. He's called up to England. He's played in the Prem and he's leaving Brighton with his head held high. Obviously, 50 million. For me, it shows as well. I'm kind of positive about that because when we've gone against these British teams to try and sign their players, unless it's the bargain goods, we've kind of struggled, like with Palace and Zaha. So I'm happy we got this over the line. I'm happy that Arsenal allegedly got their man, because if this is the man you want, then he should have fair, if you're wanted and the club sign you, should, play better and things. So, yeah, and crucially, Arteta gets another tool to work with in pre-season. Obviously, not as much as the other players because he's on holiday, but he will return. And I'd back him to probably cut short his holiday, really and truly. So that's it. That's my opinions in relation to Ben White. But if I flick the screen, the first thing I want to read to you guys is obviously, well, not the timestamps, but the article via The Athletic that I copied and pasted. There's 148 of you. Please make sure you're hitting the like button and setting your reminders for the Rangers versus Arsenal watch along, people. Appreciate that. Keep your opinions coming. I'm going to get into them shortly. I know I keep saying that, but I promise I will. Arsenal have reached an agreement in principle with Brighton for the transfer of defender Ben White. The agreement is subject to a medical, with the fee understood to be in the region of 50 million. So we did hear a lot of toing and going. 1 minute we didn't get a bid rejected than we did. 45 million plus 5. Are we giving them the 50 million up front? Is it better variables that are more attainable for Arsenal? Because if we say we're giving you 5 mil when we get the Champions League, when we qualify for the Champions League, if we done that the first year we went out of the Champions League and to another team that we bought another player, you're not getting your bread. So you see how you get zanged. Obviously, Brighton are within their rights to play hardball with us, just like we'd be in our rights to play hardball with anyone. Premier League clubs, not everyone's got money, and it's about what you can finesse. With respect to Gylfi Sigurdsson, but no other league is going to spend 50 million on him. Let me be real with you. I don't think any other team is going to spend 50 million on Ben White. As much as I like him, we've got to be real. There is an English premium to pay there. There's probably a bit of a premium because he's in the Euro squad. He did play midfield for England. And I don't really want to do that because at Arsenal, it just seems like we blur the lines a lot. Everybody can play everywhere, or even midfielders like in Partey's case can play in midfield. We start blurring the lines and people start becoming jacks of all trades and masters of none. You're a centre-half, be a centre-half for me. If we need someone at right back, he can put in. If there's a world where we need a midfielder, he can step in. But other than that, I want if you're centre-half, play centre-half. Right back, you're a right back, etc., etc. The agreement is subject to a medical, as I said, and that will be completed if and when the time is ready. The Athletic reported last month that a deal between Brighton and Arsenal was closed after the North London club's initial advances for the 23-year-old were rejected. So I feel like a lot of you in that, we probably were close to getting the deal done. England started going far in the tournament. So not just him, but him, Jadon Sancho, anyone that's linked with a move of England, to a degree, their move was kind of put to the back burner. Now that they're out of the tournament, we can see some progress, and you are seeing a bit of speed with this, people. And for me, the quicker we can get these sort of things done, Lokonga tied up, this guy tied up, can we go back in for Hosamawa? So it is what it is. Why emerge? And I'm not going to lie to you, it's not a concern with Mikel Arteta, but I mean, I want to see you tap into your whole market, man, because if this is a French gaffer, look, Vieira already utilising the French market. Elise might be playing for Reading. But if you remember the Toulon tournament, who did he play for a couple of years ago? France. Fair enough, they're finding intelligence, but they're finding young players. They're going for young French players. I want to see Mikel Arteta go for his countrymen, because people might have said, is there a 23-year-old Spanish lad that might have cost 25 million? I want to see us tap into that market. I'm not complaining. I'm happy with people that are quote unquote Premier League proven, as long as they're good, like in this case. But you get the point. I want to see us find a bit more hidden gems, and it does come across as, to a degree, a bit lazy. White emerged as Mikel Arteta's primary target to operate as a right-sided centre-back and is set to constitute a record outlay by Arsenal for a defender. There was interest in White from other suitors, but most of them were under the impression that he was joining Arsenal, and no rival offers are believed to have been received by Brighton so far. White was away with England during their European Championship campaign, but after featuring in the warm-up games against Austria and Romania, he did not make an appearance, as England lost the final, and obviously he's currently on holiday. As you lot know, as I said, he was released from Southampton. This is when I wasn't saying Arsenal to buy him and stuff, but I keep saying that was when I first came about and was knew who Ben White was. His loan spell at Newport. I'm sure he played in an FA Cup game, and obviously he's done the hard graphs. He's been at Peterborough, he's been at Newport, he's been in situations where people are fighting for their jobs and things like that. Like I said, you don't play under Bielsa or at Leeds if you're not a serious guy. So there's a building block. He's not going to be the Messiah. He's not going to, solve every Arsenal player's problem. He is going to make mistakes. He's human. He's 23. And obviously Arsenal's defensive system, as much as it's improved, I don't think it's to the scale of other people. So again, I don't want to see square pegs in round holes. Shout out to him for breaking through. Brighton are laughing really because they've loaned the man out. I'm sure they would have kept him, but they've made 50 million on a man that's only played one season. And there's going to be times you're going to see that in his play. And this my bullet points off the back of this. Good foundation. He can understand roles within the system like he's shown under Graham Potter and Bielsa. He's improving our defense. This is for Arteta, but we need better defenders, in which Ben White obviously is. As I said, he's not the Messiah. Ben White isn't going to come here like with Gabriel. He might do the Gabriel thing where, he's getting player of the month in, month out, and then he's going to be hung out to dry. The only real way we can improve is if the whole team's attitudes towards defending. Like for me, now that you've signed Ben White, go and improve pressing from the front, a coordinated pressing from the front, from our front three, from the people behind them. Because again, that's what that's how we're gonna improve. Obviously, he ties into what we want to do, playing out from the back as well. He's a good centre half, and for me, I'm looking at Arsenal now, because don't make it come a year from now that I hear we need another centre half. Because if we're real with ourselves, how much is that on centre halves now? We need to sort it out, And Mikel Arteta, how much has he spent on centre halves? I don't really know how much Gabriel cost. Should we say 10 million, 7 million? This man's cost 50 odd million. You know, Gabriel cost 20 or so. Again, you're looking at that. I can't include the Saliba one to Arteta, but for Arsenal, you throw Saliba in, you're probably looking at over 100 million on centre halves. Now, do we have one of the best defensive sides in the Prem on paper with clean sheets? Yes, but if we're honest with ourselves, you'd say no. Let's start building towards such. Please hit the like button if you haven't already. So that's that in relation to that article with Ben White. If we flick over here, like you can see with Sky Sports, Arsenal agree 50 million deal to sign Brighton defender Ben White. Arsenal agree deal in principle to sign Brighton defender Ben White. England centre-back is seeking a new challenge and wants to move to the Emirates. Arsenal had previous bids of 40 and 47 million rejected. Arsenal have agreed a deal to sign Brighton centre-back Ben White for a fee believed to be 50 million. As I said, we've had 2 bids rejected. Discussions are continuing into July, and the 2 Premier League clubs seem to have reached a settlement. There's still work to be done before the transfer can be finalized. He's expected to take a medical when he returns on holiday from his holiday on the 26th of July. So again, that is... that means we're gonna have to wait for Lokonga, because I'm sure that's that's 2 weeks from now. Technically, it's Monday. It's Monday. It's not this Monday coming. It's the next Monday. So I'm hopeful it's done before then. But let's hope for the best, man. You know, just as long as it's done. Crucially for me, I'd love to see him obviously go and take a rest, because it's your first Premier League season. You've gone to the Euros, which is an achievement in itself. You need, like with Saka, you need to take a break. Shout out to Agent Saka. I'm pretty sure he must have been tapping him up. But same way, you didn't play. You're at a new club. I can't lie, if it was me, I'd probably cut short my pre-season and come and train with them and whatnot. Let William go on holiday. William, I swear some jobs do that thing where you can grant co-workers holiday. William, go and take his holiday, man, and sort out your stuff. Obviously, he's come a long way from being released for Southampton, and they're the real losers, really, because they could have made 50 mil. Not just that, football's a game of opinions. Andy Cole used to play for Arsenal. Is he an Arsenal legend? No. So football's a funny old game of opinions, but their loss is Brighton's gain. He's done the hard graft. He's been called up. You know, and like I said, Brighton's defensive system is great, but you can't read too much into that. You know, it's like if we sign Chiellini, you know, Italy, University of Defending. If Chiellini signed for us, he'd be a great defender. He'd make a difference, but he would probably fall short because the whole emphasis of Italy is being switched on defensively. At Arsenal, that isn't that. We can't just sign a centre-half and say, do your magic. You know, when you look at Brighton, not only do they have an emphasis on defence, but they've got street-smart individuals. You previously had Duffy, you've got Dan Burn, you've got the numerous others people. At Arsenal, do we have that? Ben White is going to have to be the leader in that defence because he's more experienced than Gabriel slightly, and they're same age, so they're going to have to be leaders themselves, which is why I think Pablo Mari should be licking his lips at some game time. Obviously, there's Ben White and Holding could be a partnership. You know, Ben White can play on the left, but he's brought in on the right, allegedly. Holding can play on the left, so there is some sort of things. Obviously, long term, you want to see Gabriel and Saliba, Ben White and Saliba and Ben White, you know, these sort of 3 guys fighting with each other. Probably will cut our losses and sell Saliba sadly next season. But like you can see here, he also helped Brighton survive relegation and finished 16th in the top flight with the joint best defense in the bottom half of the league. They conceded 46 goals. So that, you know, he can't be praised alone with that, but there's a unit. You know, he knows how to play in systems. Like I said, Bielsa, Potter. Now it's time for you to work with him, Arteta. And things like that. We'll get into the Bellerin stuff in a minute, but that's that. So yeah, we've read that. Like you can see here, Arsenal reach agreement in principle for Ben White, but could face delay to 50 million transfer. Let's scroll to that. Apparently, the Gunners have been locked in negotiations with the Seagulls for much of the window, and the Seagulls have already rejected 2 bids. We did hear, you know, Chelsea, Everton, Spurs were interested. Albion were adamant they would earn at least 50 million for White, and with Arsenal finally meeting that valuation, they've agreed to sell. He'll become the club's most expensive defender, people, eclipsing the 36.9 million that we paid for Mustafi. So hopefully we've learned our lessons from that. And again, I want Ben White to succeed, but again, specific to Arteta and Edu, you have to get this preseason right, but you've also got to justify this, because many people would say, you know, should you be in a position to spend 50 million on a player that spent 1 year in the league? You know, have you overpaid? is there cheaper alternatives? You know, why couldn't Edu utilize some context and find the South American counterpart? Why couldn't we look in the Segunda division in Spain or places people aren't looking? I don't know. We might have, and there might be other variables. And I'm not saying we're wrong for signing Ben White. I'm just playing devil's advocate with you guys, you know, because in the same way, when we signed Willian, you had to justify it. You know what happened in that regards. Whether I agree with, even if you sign Aouar, you have to justify it. You know, and the only way you can justify it is having a system in place for Ben White, knowing what, like, that's not, it's stupid, but not doing what Arsenal normally do, just signing players that are having breakout seasons or players that are playing well. You know, we need to tie into a system. You look at Liverpool with Van Dijk. Sure, Van Dijk's a quality player, but they improved their system defensively, and him and Alisson came in to take it to the next level. It's like we buy players and expect them to work their magic. And you see with Gabriel, Pepe, Partey, there's moments where they're untouchable, and then, you know, they start reverting to type. So for Arteta, and they're no idiots, they must have. Yeah, I'm sure you bought him on merit of what he's done in the game so far and what he's doing, but I wanted you to spend 50 million with you seeing what he's like at. He's 23 now, at 26, at 24, at 25, and whatever. So if you need to see what the player can be in the future, and regardless of us needing to spend money and all of these sort of things, we need to be able to coach. And there's numerous players there that need coaching. There's a lot of players that I wish Arteta would stop coaching and give up with as well. People, I'm not moving Buki. My hay fever's starting to play around, so it's a nasal thing. You know me, I don't do it myself. But you know, like I said, Ben White, he's still got a lot to work on. He's not the Messiah. So how is he going to improve? Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Pepe, you know, Saka, you know, even Tierney to the next level, Tavares to the next level. There's so many of these sort of players. So Arteta's going to have to show. Obviously, I'm not saying you're going to turn everyone into Messiah. And fundamentally, you need to win league games, but he's got to show he can get a tune out of them. Gabriel, the same as well. The deal will also signify. I can't say that word. The third largest outlay in Arsenal's history, with only Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Nicolas Pepe costing more. And we have to justify the spending, because if it don't work out, it's another big money move that didn't work out. And it's not only just that as well. It's not only just that, it's the loan signings and the free transfers and the rest of it, people, that ties into it. The Brighton defender's arrival will also serve to back up Arteta's claims that the owners are still fully committed to the cause. I mean, you're showing something. I wouldn't go that far, but you're showing something. I mean, you know, this is the best time for me, if I'm Daniel Ek, to start making noise, because, you know, Vieira's got a job. I don't know where Henry and Bergkamp are. I don't know where you are. Shirts are coming out. Signings are being made. Fans are I wouldn't say fans are happy, but fans will keep it stum for a sec. You know, I still think we're onto the Kroenkes and should be onto the Kroenkes, but it is what it is in that regards. If we look at Charles Watts, Arsenal have 50 million bid accepted by Brighton. Now, this guy's always got some little details and whatnot. You know, there's been a breakthrough in negotiations on Friday. I'm sure you also emerging reports this morning. Arsenal now been given permission to finalize a deal with the England international. We did hear a long time ago personal terms were done / personal terms were not a problem. Also, in terms of right backs, Timo Livramento, I should do a video. If there's a chance of signing that 18-year-old from Chelsea, sign him. I'm not saying he's going to be like Lamptey, but there's an opportunity. I'd be looking to get that done. Arsenal have always been confident of striking a deal for White, and that's one thing I give the club. We have a lot of issues, but we only do things if there's a real confidence. While who was the club's priority defensive target this summer, and again, I shouldn't see no excuses with him struggling then, because if he's your primary target, that means you've watched him for a significant period of time. You've seen what he's good at. You've seen what he's bad at. You've seen how he's at home, away from home, potentially his personality, what he needs to improve at. Because, you know, when you sign someone, not to put a downer on it, I don't really want to hear what they're good at. I want to hear what they're bad at. You know, I want to hear what they struggle at, because they're the things you look out for. You know, everyone's good when the sun's shining. When it rains, I need to see, how good can you play when you're playing badly, is how, for me, you judge a good player, personally. Arsenal had previously indicated to Brighton that they were willing to meet their 50 million valuation, but what had to be agreed was the exact structure of the deal and the various clauses and bonuses that would be included. Full agreement between the clubs were reached on Friday, with Arsenal now able to finalise personal terms with the player ahead of a move to North London. There could be a slight delay in completing the transfer, as White is currently on holiday following the conclusion of Euro 2020. All players who were involved with England at the tournament have been given 3 weeks off, although White is expected to cut that short at some point to finalize his transfer and undergo a medical. As you know, Arsenal are currently in Scotland. And hopefully Ben White, hopefully Lokonga's done. I'd expect Lokonga, Ben White to be done to go America, because I don't think we're going to get all the business, but we need them guys to fly. I don't think we'll leave behind Willian and Kolasinac, etc. But I do think when we go to Florida to play in this Florida Cup, one away player should be left at home, because that will, the penny will drop. You need to sort yourselves out. Obviously, it's a bit tricky with the whole COVID stuff going on at the Emirates training ground and things like that. But we'll have to see what happens in that regard. So, what are you guys saying, people? That's all. That's all the reports in relation to Ben White. Obviously, when you look here, Arsenal are working to announce both Sambi Lokonga and Ben White signings in the next few days. Lokonga already at paperwork signed stages. Ben White will complete the process in the next few days. Both deals are almost complete. Everton have never made an official bid for Ben White. So again, you know, I guess there was a bit of paper talk, or maybe it was, you know, clubs and agents and advisors filter little things in to put pressure on people to get moves done. But in relation to Ben White, that's that. Please make sure you're hitting the like button, folks. Yeah, man, Ben White deal agreed. So yeah, we've got a second. Well, we should have a second. I'd probably say third, because surely Lokonga gets announced before him, right? Surely, people. So yeah, big up the Twitch gang out there as well. Hope you're all doing well and safe. Like I said, subscribe on Twitch, Deluded Gooner. Again, Q&A day. Q&As for the members is always going to be there, but for the subscribers and whatnot, if you want Q&As, subscribe on Twitch. You know, I'm not going to answer any questions that are not subscribed on Twitch. And if you're not on Twitch, you ain't going to see the content, people. Where are we at in terms of likes? We're at 121 likes, people. Can we get to 200? We're doing all right, but it could be better, people. It's nice to see we've agreed a deal, though, man. What can you say? We've agreed a deal for Ben White. We've made a signing, man. Well, I say made a signing. I'm probably, you know, getting ahead of myself. But it is what it is, man. I keep saying it, but let me truly take in what you guys are saying now, because I've got that out of the way, man. Ben White fee finally agreed. I was genuinely afraid that we would mess this transfer up like what we did with Buendia. I mean, you know, to be fair, as much as I agree with you with Buendia, how much were we ever in for the individual? You know, run up the likes when you join, people. Now we can focus on midfield. Ben White, fair play, Kimberly. Raz is saying Gabriel physical and good in the air. Ben White, good awareness and ball playing. Hey man, Raz, why can't Gabriel have awareness as well? What are you trying to say? Them connotations there now. I'm playing. Will be great to see that pairing when he returns from the Olympics in mid-August. Gabriel's not gone because he's injured. I actually would start Ben White for the season. I'll go Ben White and Marie. I don't want to read too much into it, but Ben White looked good. I mean, not Ben White, Marie looked good against in the Scotland game, and I mean in the game we played against Hibs. And you know what? I wouldn't write off Holding. You've seen Holding get the Steve Bold haircut. He's memes business this season. You know, he'll probably get a call up and things like that. I think it's a good bunch of players, man. And again, I guess we should probably do a video on one day. Let me actually make sure I write that down on defensive pivots and stuff like that. Let me actually write that down. Video idea, Arsenal centre back pairings for 2021-22. I think we're going to need Marie more than ever, because for me, there's going to be times, even though Ben White's experienced and Gabriel's more experienced than someone like Saliba, and I want them to start with each other 9 times out of 10, there's going to be times they're going to show their age, they're going to show naiveties. And obviously, we think we know Ben White. When a player's playing for your club and you're seeing them week in, week out, you start seeing things like, let's be real, with Partey. Partey's a good player. Is he as good as we thought he was? He's an amazing player. And I'm not talking about, you know, he hasn't got a partnership and stuff. Him on his own back, he goes through these prone moments of, you don't know, Partey's good for a 5-10 minute spell where he just moves mad. I never really saw that at Atletico, maybe because he's not under our eyes. So I do think we're going to need Pablo Marie, or Holding is going to get game time. They're still up for grabs. Now, one thing has to be said, it's like, you know, how are we going to sort out? Surely someone, maybe, I don't want to put a downer on things, people, but surely someone's got to move. Someone's got to leave the club. Surely a centre back. Let me write that down. Surely a CB has to leave. But I think Saliba is going to get rubbed out. I know the club have said they'll speak with him and whatnot, and I hope he has a great season in the Europa League in Europe for Marseille, because we'd have 3 good defenders. But you know, for me, for 2022-23, Saliba, Gabriel, Ben White. But for this season, we haven't got enough games. There's 40 games really, you know. Chambers might stay and be a backup right back. I don't know what's going on with Maitland-Niles. We hear what's going on with Bellerin, but he's still here. We don't really know what's happening. But Chambers might stay and be a utility man. For Chambers, I'm sure he wants to stay, and we've got an extension in his contract. But could it be worth recouping something? You'd surely get a 20 million for Chambers now. You make a profit on what you had, and then you kind of recoup. You suddenly Ben White costs 30 million. I'm not saying to sell Chambers. I'm just saying, devil's advocate, there might never have been a better time to probably sell Callum Chambers. And there's only so many games. Like, you've got Rob Holding, Callum Chambers, Ben White now. We can't count our chickens before it hatches. They hatch, but Ben White, let me start again. I forgot. Ben White, Holding, Chambers, Marie, Gabriel, I'm probably missing out on it. Well, Saliba's gone. There's 5. To be fair, you can probably hold up with 5. But then again, you know, could you risk it with 4? 5 is probably cool, to be fair with you. But there's only 40 games. Now, obviously, if we go as far as we can in the FA Cup and we go as far as we can in the League Cup, it is what it is. But I would even just whittle that down personally to 38 games. So this is even more of a reason why I would love Arteta to get it spot on with the centre-half targets or with the centre-backs that he's got, because they all need work, you know. Again, what could be our centre half pairings? I'm not sure. 1 second, people. I'm still here. My fan's just gone off rotate. I need it to rotate because it's getting hot. Arsenal are making signings. You get me? We're doing our thing. You get me? I just hope it works out, because people might say, you know what, 70 million for Pepe, Jadon Sancho cost this much, Canute cost this much to Liverpool. We spent this much on Ben White. Who knows, man? Who knows? But again, surely a centre-back has to leave, or surely someone's got to accept there's no game time. To be fair with you, maybe they don't, because Chambers, like I said, backup right back, he might get a look in. Personally, I'm not too sure when there's going to be opportunities for a backup right back to get a look in, but there's that. Holding, again, I always feel Holding is 1 foot in, 1 foot out of this club. 1 minute he looks like he's gone, then if you're real, he's had a good season and he's been a good squad player, so I wouldn't mind him. Hit the like button, people, and please make sure you're at the Rangers versus Arsenal live watch along. You know, check out the pinned message, and I've dropped the link in there. So I'm keen to see what could happen, man. I'm not sure who would be my defensive partnership, really. You know, again, I guess I'll save that for another video, people. But you know, get the creative juices flowing. Again, let me write down our centre halves: Marie, Ben White, Holding, Gabriel. I mean, the critics would say there's not one standout. Like, Ben White is the standout. He's probably ahead of them. He cost 50 million. But if we're real, does he stand out among them? And that's the things we're going to have to back up, because if it goes pear-shaped, people are going to say, is it a panic buy? You know, you didn't really scout and do things like that. You just went for a player that's had one, you know, you've paid 50 million on a player that's had 1 season in the Prem. Is that panic? Is it lazy scouting? I'm not trying to put a downer on it. I'm just simply trying to be devil's advocate with you guys, people. So we'll have to see. Only time will tell. But crucially, you know, surely, as long as if you're prepared to pay this outlay on Ben White, then you must know everything about him, and he should be that much closer to potentially being a success for our club. So we'll have to see, man. But welcome Ben White if it is to be. Ben White arriving. Sorry, folks. So yeah, let me see what you guys are saying. Them man with the bigger platform finally put it out there about the racism thing. Keep inspiring others to do the right thing. Big up DG and DG Nation. I wouldn't say I've inspired anyone. You know, I do think, you know, integrity is a problem. And I do think platforms, MPs, influencers, a lot of people don't care about racism or speaking about positive, proper causes. In society, you can get a buzz, you can get clout, you can get traction, you can get interviews, you can get views just from speaking about the right things. It's cool to speak about racism now, but as you know, you can't fool people all the time. These big platforms, they don't care. They want to sit on the fence. You know, they want to show that they're impartial and stuff, you know, and they're ready to speak about nonsense. Man said, Femi said, DG, where you at? I'm here, bro. What's going on, man? What's going on there? I'm here, man. Don't worry about the price, English tax. I don't care, because it's not my piece, bro. It's not coming out of my piece, so I don't really care. But it is something to wary of, because when you look at it, you know, I'm just looking at it. You know, I'm just looking at it like you see in Liverpool with Canute, Upamecano. You could have grabbed that. You know, could you have done a bit more? You know, Gabriel's IQ needs to improve a bit. Gabriel's just real with it, but I still think Ben White's here now, and he's looking at me a bit funny with the England shot, but I still think Gabriel's our best centre half, man. A man said, nah, you can write off Holding. Nah, I like Holding, man. I proper like Holding. Like, I just think it's cool to call Holding crap. Do I think he's the Messiah? Do I think he's ideally, if you're a team qualifying for Champions League and things, can he be anything other than a squad player? No, but I like Holding. He's better than Cannavaro and them things there. I like Holding, man. I think he could be part of the squad, like emphasis on squad. If I have 5 centre halves, you're probably full fifth. You know, like I said, Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba, that's what I want to see next season by God's grace. In an ideal world, we reclaim our FA Cup trophy, you know, where we've got our DNA as a team. All the question marks over Arteta are gone. These young players, that whether they've just been brought in or here, are going from strength to strength. We've got Champions League football, European, if worse comes to worse. We've built a platform. There's stability with our centre-half partnerships. We've sorted out midfield. Tierney is staying fit. No more Hector Bellerin. We've got a right back. Aubameyang's back to goal scoring. Balogun's showing he's the young G up and ready and coming and things like that, you know. But that's dream world, innit? We've got to work towards that, innit? That's what I hope happens. But whether that happens or not, because as you lot know, it's a long season, you know, and it's a long season. It's a very long season. Obviously, I like the fact Ben White has adaptability and can be used elsewhere. It might be something to explore. You know, I personally feel Arteta, when he gets a squad of people he'll trust, he might do things like that. Like you might see Ben White and Gabriel together, then he might just fling Ben White right back, and you might see Gabriel and Saliba as the centre halves. Tierney obviously still left back. I think you will see a more adventurous guy in Arteta when he gets better players and the handbrakes there. I'm not saying that's for facts because I don't know that. I just feel he doesn't trust people. I don't think he trusts everybody. Like in the same way, I don't think he rates any of his strikers in the sense of I think he likes Eddie, Aubameyang and Lacazette. I think if he could merge them all together, he would. But there's some reluctance to play Aubameyang through the middle, Lacazette consistently through the middle. Eddie and Nketiah, you know, got ahead of them at one point. Not last season, technically 2 seasons ago, but it didn't bang for him. So it is what it is in that regards, people. Marie is underrated. I actually think Marie's overrated in the sense of people will see that as hating. I just haven't seen someone with such a small sample size held in so much of high regard by fans, and we don't talk about his mistakes. That's not me saying he needs to be on a witch hunt. That's just me keeping it fair, because when he's looked shaky, there's an issue. That being said, I like Marie. First and foremost, you need them competent, experienced options that can just come into the first team when need be, and that's that. He's a good reader of the game. What I like about Marie as well, he doesn't do, like Chambers as well, really. You don't catch them sort of man doing things above their pay grade. Yeah, Marie's got a pass on him, but he does it when he sees it. He's not like Aaron Ramsey, where Aaron Ramsey sees Santi, Ozil and Alexis and he tries to get involved in that intricate sort of play. Marie is the living, breathing definition of what I say in life, play your position, innit? And I like that with Marie and stuff like that. And I think you're going to need Marie. As I said at the start of this, you're going to need Marie more than ever because his experience is going to come into it. I would probably, again, I don't want to read too much into Hibernian, but and Holding's back in training and them things and whatnot. But Marie, for me, probably starts against Brentford. Things can change, but I'm looking at Marie and Ben White. Now, I know Ben White ain't even put on the Arsenal training kit, so it's not really making sense, but you get the point. So yeah, man, that's how I feel. Interesting points. Keep them coming, people. Siri, as I said, interesting points. Siri, my Siri thing on my laptop wanted to chat. Allow it, Siri. You're not involved in this. This is DG Nation business. Allow me, man. But yeah, man. Let me see what you lot are saying. I see a super chat. I swear Holding has gone to Turkey this summer. He might have, because didn't Rooney do that? I swear you got to do that. You got to go bold and then pattern up, man. But I don't really mind because, you know, he's got a very good looking girlfriend. He's got mad money. He plays for Arsenal. It don't even matter about your hairline, man. You know, if I was, bro, they wouldn't know what to do with a guy like me if I was a footballer, bro. I'd be petty. Anyone that criticized the hairline, I would find your wife and DM and say, listen, I got training on so and so. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, I'll take the piss, bro. I got a super chat. I'm very appreciative. Ben White is a top ball playing centre back. Fact, is young and is coming from a Brighton defence that only conceded 2 more goals than United last season. Ashley, love for the super chat first and foremost, and I love that comment. You know, it gives us something to build upon. What we can't look at is kind of what I'm saying. He can't be the Messiah. You know, if you want to have a good defensive collective system, we've got to defend on point. You know, we've got to cut out. Ashley, you're sensible in it. You know the silly goals we concede from set pieces. You know, sometimes it's a sequence. It's a poor. For me, more than anything, the sequences of play. You know, if we look at the Hibernian one, fundamentally, it's sorry, Arthur, but it's young Arthur Okonkwo's fault in it. He's made that mistake. But if you look at it, there's sequences. I'm not blaming Harry Clark, but Harry Clark, you know, he loses out against someone stronger than him in the air. Cedric Suarez is moving mad with the back passes. That's sequences. You know, you look at Wolves when David Luiz is sent off, whether he should have been sent off or not, the sequence in play. Bellerin not tucking in, Rob Holding not looking over his shoulders. And you can see, go and watch the highlights from Villa at home and Villa away as well, and you'd see that. Also when we played Wolves. We've got, and that comes down to reading. You know, we've got to read the game. People got to sense things. You know, a part of, you know, it's glamorous. I'm sure when you go on YouTube and you type in defenders, you're going to see the madness, mad slide tackles, mad, you know, good highlights. But the majority of defending should be boring. You know, everyone will get the highlights if your team's subjected to a counter attack. You've made a mad slide tackle, as you should. You should be praised for that. But same way, bro. No one will really see it, but you should equally be praised. Let's say the centre half has clocked what the other team's going to do. He's either, you know, he's got tight and cut it out, or he's dropped deep and held and slowed it down. That's not going to be the Hollywood stuff, but that's down to being a good reader. And not, is everybody like that in this Arsenal team? Is everybody street smart? Ben White might be street smart, but he ain't got eyes in the back of his head, so he's going to need to be helped. That's why what I said at the start, the whole emphasis of defending. In the same way the goalie is the first attacker, why are we playing out from the back? Or a serious question mark to sign a keeper is how good they are with their feet. Defense, you know, because way before it gets to our goal, it has to go through two other banks. It's got to go through the midfield regiment and it's got to go through the strikers. And I need to see whoever is playing up front. We've got the players to have an aggressive press, but that we show on occasion. You know, Chelsea and Spurs, when we beat them last year, I need to see that as a blueprint, as a DNA. In the same way, when Lacazette, Smith Rowe, and Saka are doing these great individual bits of play, I need to see Arteta work a bit more in the attacking sense. That needs to become muscle memory and less so random individual moments. We need to dominate games more. We need to stop winning, losing, or drawing games on fine margins. Obviously, that's what footballs are made of. But you're right, man. He's got the foundations. He's got the potential, but potential is just potential. Everyone's got potential. I always say to you, I know guys that could have been footballers. They're in jail. You know, potential is what you make it, sort of thing, bro. But you're fully right in that regards, man. And love, like I said, Ashley, appreciate the super chat. Good opinions coming, people. Keep them coming, keep them flowing, man. Who would have thought I would have seen all of this at 9:30 in the morning? 355 locked in. Please make sure you're hitting the like button and you're subscribing. Make sure you're setting your reminders on the Arsenal versus Rangers watch along. Let me see who's actually listening and taking heed. 28 likes, only one of you, man. You lot are doing me dirty, people. I hope you're all subscribing on Twitch if you're not. But yeah, what else are you guys saying? Love your content, DG is proper unique. Manny, I appreciate that. I'm not sure if it actually is, but just the fact that you like the content and you're getting some value is enough for me, my guy. It means it's not worthless, it's not pointless. There's a reason for all of this, man. I appreciate that. Get the likes up, as my bro has said. We should get Diego Carlos from Seville, who's just as good, but at a way similar price. I think that one there is gone. He's a bit, I'm not saying he's better than Ben White or Ben White's better than him, but he's just not my cup of tea. I'm not going to lie to you. We really need to get back into the Champions League because we won't be able to hold on to Saliba if we're not offering quality minutes next season. We can if we're in Europa. Why do we always pay more than other clubs for average or unproven players? I'm not sure he is average or unproven, but I do think everybody's subjected to paying big money to other English clubs. You know, Maguire cost 80. This guy cost 50. You know, and I'm sure there's other examples. At the time, we probably had to pay more than Chambers was worth, potentially United and Shaw as well. So it is what it is. A man said, bless up DG and the nation. So Ben Red, I like that. Ben Red is done. Who's next? But I hope we're in it. I hope I'd say Lokonga. With Lokonga, then Ben White, then Lokonga, one of them. Yeah, man. It's one of them, man. REISS has said, watched full 90 minutes of him many times last season, and I've seen him getting torn a new one on multiple times. He's good at doing all the pretty passing, but very naive defensively and poor in the air. Fair play, and he's 23, so that's what Arteta's got to identify and work with. And to be fair with you, I'd be very alarmed if I heard a defender that hasn't been torn a new one, because I don't think you're a good defender. I'm not saying he is or isn't, just to humor you. I don't think if somebody tells me how good a defender is and they can't show me a bad game or a bad moment, you're not a good defender then. It's like saying you're a good swimmer in a paddling pool. Everybody could, well, you can die in that technically, but everyone can swim. I dash you in the deep end and you're all drowning and that. It's dead, in it. So it's, it's one of them ones. If you show me a defender that hasn't been ripped, there's question marks. That just tells me you're human. Jerome Boateng was a fantastic defender. He got torn a new one by Messi. I'm exaggerating a bit, but yeah, man. I have concerns, of course. But again, it's down for Arteta. We're allowed to have concerns. If you've identified the target, if this is who you want, if this is who was your top target, then like I said at the start, you got to know his weaknesses. Like I said, I literally said it. I don't care about his strengths. Obviously, I do. I need to know about a man's weaknesses, what he's bad at, because that's where he needs to improve. You know, like we said, like I told you lot in the summer with Gabriel, I said, I'm not trying to put a downer on things, but he's raw with it. He's going to go through these bad and tough moments, but it's like people just want to gas it and they quickly forget, you know, they praise him when he's, what was it like three months in a row or something like that, player of the month. And then they're saying he's finished goods, but most fans don't like logic, man. You know this already. So yeah, man, I can't lie. Fantastic points, Reeks, everyone, man. Ashley, you know, Kimberly. Every time I feel like this timestamp is done, I feel nah, man. That was a good talking point. We've got to extend it. So I appreciate everybody coming in, man. Ben White is a very good player. Him and Basuma always look like they are the highest level players on the pitch. I'm hopeful the plan is to grow a young, cohesive team with talent and togetherness as the main characteristics. Saka and the Smith are the prototypes. Does anyone know how to buy Arsenal tickets? I mean, go online. Please stop spamming, though. You know, you're going to have to hold a block for that. We're trying to tighten up on spamming now. We ain't really got time for it, man. Ben is good, but there is Arsenal tax, and this mentality at Arsenal will ruin him. Probably, man. Ben White's decent, but 50 million to me is way too much. I don't want to hear next season we need a centre-half after spending 50 on this guy, and I'm really disappointed we've put Saliba out on loan. A bit crazy to buy a centre-back for 50 mil who's never proven himself. I mean, he's given a year in the Prem. I kind of agree with you, but yeah, man. It's a bit harsh. Please just don't feel your man. Smash the like button now. Appreciate that. Broski already up streaming. You got to respect it. Come on, my guy. The grind is, you know, the dream is free. The hustle is sold separately, man. What are you saying? Very cautious with my optimism on this one. Still don't trust Arteta's ability to develop players or utilize them adequately in a system. Toby, that's it fundamentally for me, because if you can, you know, what is it? It's like, obviously, Van Dijk's probably a poor example, but there were, you know, Van Dijk was a quality centre back and twice, 3 times the centre half at the time to Ben White is right now, with all due respect. But there was question marks, man. They're saying Liverpool overpaid this, that, and the other. But Liverpool saw what he is now, saw what he could be, not just from a footballing point of view, leadership and them things there, and saw how he would tie into the system on top of improving the system defensively. Because remember that season before he came, Liverpool fans, I'm sure, Klopp had more of an emphasis. That was the first building blocks from being less gun-ho. And remember there was a time Liverpool were a bit like Leeds. It's just that way or nothing. Now they had a bit more game management. They brought him. Now I'm sure even Liverpool fans might have at the time had question marks, but obviously Van Dijk's playing well. Shut up about the price tag. The point of that is Liverpool and them lot, they saw not just what Van Dijk was, but what he could be. So if we're of the same thinking with Ben White, then I'm cool with that, provided you can show me, like you said. But then when I look at it, you know, I don't always think we're fair, because I did think Saliba could have went out on loan. I don't think Balogun should be playing week in, week out, but there's too many of those sort of question marks. What's going on with Pepe? What's going on with Nelson? What's going on with Saliba? Why did it take until Arsenal were in dire strength for Smith Rowe to get a look in? You know, why did Gabriel get dropped and not bust back? You know, why didn't Maitland-Niles get this opportunity? And again, I'm being a bit harsh with it, but you get it. When there's bare things on the wall, you're looking at it a bit funny. So you're entitled to have that, Toby. You're fully right to have them quote unquote concerns or whatever. The only thing I can say to you is hopefully Arteta proves, I'd say us, because I want to see that as well. Hopefully he puts our minds to ease, really and truly. Simple as that. That's all I can really say to that, really and truly. Big up everyone, man. Bro, man said Juventus are going to need to sell Chiesa, bro. They'd be bugging now. Agree, DG. Even with Edu, I would have thought he would have brought in a couple of Brazilians, even an unknown right back for a couple of mil. Trust, man. I would have thought there would have been them couple of ones. Like Marie, you can say it to naive football fans, but he's from Spain. He was at City and things like that. You know, it just feels a bit lazy from Edu, man. Yo, DG, give me a mod. Thierry Henry, I love the name, but I don't, you know, the other moderators got to verify your thing. How often are you here? If you're not here all the time, you can't be moderator, man. Liking the yellow banner, bro. I thought, let me try a thing, man. You lot deserve it, innit? Please make sure you're hitting that like button, man. Well, I go on my doggy though, man. Obviously, if you're here all the time and the moderators agree with your thing, then you can get that, man. SP has said, morning, DG. Let's see this Ben White deal and more on targeting a right back and getting rid of the dead wood. I can't lie to you. Facts. I hope the emphasis now starts to shift to moving people on and stuff like that, because only half the job can be done. Gabriel, Marie, Ben White in a back three would be good in my opinion. Facts, but I want to move away from a back three, really and truly, if I'm honest with you. Come on, cheeky early one. Come on. No optimism with Kroenke. Bro, it's 3 a.m. over in the US. My God, what am I doing? Anderson, get some sleep, bro. Get some sleep. You know where you're going to make the next Arsenal watch along. Not going to lie, DG, Ben White is a good signing. Appreciate that. David, good morning. Right back at you. Good signing. We've got to rebuild this thing. Facts. Big up yourself, Kieran. Good signing. Too expensive, but not my money. Genius boxer. Facts, my guy. It's not my peas, in it. Like, as much as it is, it's not my peas, man. It's not my peas, man. It's only dark arts when DG's on time. You better on me. So yeah, how often you stream? Every day, 9 times out of 10, my guy. I appreciate you for just subscribing, man. You're locked in, bro. You're trapped. Trust me. You're here for the you're here for the thing. Ain't Ben White pretty short for a centre back? Jason, I think his height is understated. I think he'll be fine. I think he's taller than what people are saying, but at the same time, Cannavaro was a tiny centre back. If you can read the game, it's cool, man. And obviously, you look at Spain, bro. How tall is Eric Garcia? He don't look tall, you know. As long as you can read the game, it's cool. Thoughts on Maddison? Would love him, but I can't see us blowing 60 M's on him. Plus, do you think Arsenal will sign a right back this season? I hope so, bro. I hope so, man. A man said, your name makes me laugh. Deluded Guna, yet probably the most realist Arsenal fan on YouTube. Made the bed, so I have to lie in it, man. A man said, embarrassing signing another Chambers, man. Have a bit more energy, man. That's a bit harsh, writing off a man before it's already happened. People are complaining about fees we pay and compared to other clubs. Just because we can pay the fee doesn't mean other players for a similar fee would come. There's more factors than just a fee. And there's also that, Claudius. We could have tried to get a Paul Torres or whatever, and man said, I want to stay in Spain. I don't want to sign for you because you're not in Europe. Things that I don't really believe, but there is all of that, man. Arsenal doing more business than Chelsea, killing me. CFC Fidel. On one hand, you lot said you want to challenge for the league. Too cool. Even before you won the champs, you lot won the champs, so you need to invest. But on the other hand, Arsenal should be doing more business than you, brother. We finished 8th. You man won the Champions League. I'm not saying you don't need business, but we should be doing more business. We should be doing more active, being more active, because we have a shitter squad. Like, is one of them ones there. Like, so I wouldn't, don't look at our thing and then start panicking. And that goes for all fans of all clubs, man. Better late than never. Let me rewind. Come on, Brad. Appreciate that. If you don't hit the like button, DG will move to your girl. Only if she's pretty. Only if she's pretty. I mean, even if she's clapped as well, man. You got to score goals in Champions League. You got to score goals in the League Cup as well, man. Pablo Marie always seems calm on the ball. In my opinion, with a competent partner, he could be a starter because he's much more mature than the rest of our centre halves. He probably could play a lot more significantly, but if I can't lie to you, if he's our starting quality, it's a bit mad. DG, are we starting an FPL group? We are, man. We're gonna have, when the season starts, or better yet, when I can be bothered to set up, we're gonna have a fantasy league again, man. Can't lie, man. I don't even want to play with some of you because some of you are bang outs, man. I saw myself on some mad number like 50th and stuff like that, man. It's crazy, man. Bro, certain YouTube channels making it seem like racism is only a minority and only in football, because it don't do much, man. Yeah, bro. Holding's awareness is clueless. That's one thing he needs to improve at. Am I really being negative or realistic? Because I'm really not confident with the signings we are making compared to the teams actually pushing for the league, bro. I hear you and I agree with you, but for us, we can't be looking at that. We need to focus on getting Europe first. You can't be looking at what other league men are doing in terms of winning leagues, because we haven't earned the right to do that yet. We need to show that we're a consistent team game to game, let alone a season on season, and showing we can get consistent Champions League and all of those sort of things. Basuma or Maddison, if it came to it, without a doubt, Maddison. I love Basuma, but there's not a need for Basuma now. You're getting Lokonga, you've got Partey. Basuma can't really offer me something that them lot can't. I know he's good on the ball, but he's primarily a box-to-box midfielder, a ball winner. We've got that, you know. We need to start moving away from that and looking at other targets and things like that. For me personally, anyways, man, that's just me. DG, deluded is part of my daily routine. I appreciate that. Henry said, DG, are you sure that Arsenal got 250 mil? I can't be sure. I don't work for Arsenal. I would love to be able to ding in Edu and say, yo, bro, we're going for this Saliba thing, though. Why are you shotting him and loaning him out? I pattern that. I would love to be able to have him on the blower or Arteta, but unfortunately, I don't, man. At least you got new players. Us Spurs still got Dyer, Winks, Orient. Hey, Steve, not to make it about Spurs. I think Spurs will surprise you. I don't know if it's going to be elite signings, but that Patrici brother you got, trust me, He's going to get you 1-2 decent players. Even the names you're being linked with. If you watch Serie A, there's some good players. Like, they're guys that are doing dirt. So I do think he's the right guy to help you with the recruitment. I don't know if it's going to be people to push you into the next level and things and replacements on Kane and whatnot. I don't know about none of that. But yeah, man. Do you think Willock will go? Based on the rumors, you have to assume, yeah. You have to assume he's busting up. I would say, yeah. Sergio Ramos, same height, sensible gooner. It's got a nice ring to it still. Hopefully, we are linked to some quality right backs. Do you know what I think's cop blocking us with right backs? I just think it's the same sense of Bellerin and this inter business. You know, we don't know what's going on with Maitland. I think you see some more outgoings, you might see things start to open up, man. So yeah, man. Appreciate everybody locked in. Some interesting comments, man. Aye. Jamaica, I can't lie, it weren't our best performance yesterday, but we came back from behind 2-1 victory, 2 from 2. We're into the quarters, in it. It is where it is. It's coming yard, bro. I can't lie, I'm shook of Mexico. I'm shook of America, even though America ain't got all their 30 guys. If we can avoid them, if Mexico can go out, if America can bottle it, if Canada have a shaky day, then, you know, Leon Bailey might do things and that. And shout out Leon Bailey, the best ever footballer in the world, man. Come on. But it is where it is in that regard. Is there anything else to speak about? I think there is 1-2 other things, people. Quickly, you know, very quickly, big up the 400 of you locked in. Please make sure you're at the next watch along, people, as you lot can see here. You know, make sure you're all here. I'll drop the link in there for you guys. And obviously, again, moving away from that and looking at some other quick transfer news, people. Reiss Nelson, let's just cover that very quickly. Reiss Nelson, linked with move away. What's the time on this? 55:40. So yeah, Reiss Nelson, he hasn't signed a new deal. For me, he should be pushing to leave or pushing Arsenal to give him some real clarity. These are wavy teams to be linked with, you know. Again, we all want him to go to Crystal Palace. We want him and Nketiah to go to Palace, you know, playing under Vieira. They've got a young squad, Elise, Gurhey, Nathan Ferguson's injured, but he's been about. It is what it is. So yeah, on that, you know, apparently Reiss Nelson is wanted by Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Brentford. All fantastic clubs. Brentford, very good club to sign for, and you'll get game time. Palace, good club. Brighton, very good club. I don't know if they want him on a serious note, but as you look can see here, a trio of Premier League sides want to exploit Nelson's expiring contract, and Arsenal might buckle and just do that. A trio of Premier League clubs are targeting a move for Reiss Nelson, with time running out for Arsenal to make a decision on the young player's future. Palace, Brighton, and Brentford have joined a growing list of suitors for the England under-21 international, including several teams in the Bundesliga and Giants Olympiacos. Nelson is out of contract in less than 12 months and has been offered an extension by the Gunners with a view to being loaned out for next season. However, with no imminent sign of an agreement, Arsenal face the prospect of cashing in for whatever price they can get this summer or risk losing him for free. We all know he's a talented player. We know he's shown promise. And like I said, man, he should be looking, he needs to get a full season. I wouldn't sign a new deal because Arteta bigs you up and say, oh, I wish I could give you more games. There's not enough competitions. You train well, this, that. You're not playing. You know, 70 odd minutes of Premier League football, minutes are currency. You need to go and play. You know, I would like him to sign a new deal and go out on loan. From a selfish point of view, I'd like him to be part of the squad ahead of William, but you need to, I know he loves Arsenal and he wants it to happen here, but to grow, you've probably got to leave, if I'm completely honest with you. So I hope, you know, he stays, but there's some good clubs to be linked with in Palace, in Crystal Palace, Brentford, and the rest of them, you know, some good clubs. And he's got a decision to make this summer. And I do think the Halem boys are owed a bit of clarity over what we're doing. But that's that, people. If we quickly flick over to Hector Bellerin, folks, and again, I'm quite tired of speaking about Bellerin. Where are we at? All of that. Where is it, man? I just had it. This is how you know I'm bored. I don't even care where it is. But Inter Milan only prepared to offer. Is that even in date, bro? Yeah. Inter Milan only prepared to offer loan plus option to buy bid for Arsenal's Hector Bellerin, but the Gunners want 50 million for out of favour defender. Just take the 15, man. Mikel Arteta's Arsenal are only willing to sanction a £15 million exit. Inter are preparing a loan with an option to buy for Arsenal right back Hector Bellerin, but the Gunners are holding out on a 15 million fee, according to reports. Apparently, they want him, so it is what it is, man. Just get him done, man. Just get it done. I'll take that, man. It's probably underpaying us. Just try and put on a sell-on clause and keep it moving. Inter are not prepared to pay a fee for Arsenal's right back this summer, yet Arsenal will only accept a permanent departure. As we know, Inter are broke and they've had to sell players and all of these sort of things, leaving to Conte to leave. Hakimi sale has covered most of Inter's financial woes, while Matteo Politano was sold to Napoli for around 17 million. Bellerin is facing an Arsenal exit after losing his place as first choice right back in the middle of January. Oh, I even forgot Cedric Suarez is a part of this team. Someone who probably else needs to move on as well. You know, as you not know, we're preparing for our first season without European football for a while, and we speak about this every day. Bellerin's told the club he wants to leave. He wants to go to Inter Milan. Just let the man go. In it, short and sweet to the point. Just let the man go. Go and develop out there and do what you need to do. I'm tired of speaking about Locatelli. I don't even think there's a need to speak about him and things like that. Where's that? You did see stuff like this, people. We might as well just speak about it, even though I'm not a fan of this. Like, it's like I said on Twitter when I tweeted it, it's like a girl telling you she's not interested, and you're still all over her. You just move on, bro. There's plenty of other gal in the sea, man. Like, and there's plenty of other midfielders. I would love Locatelli. I think he's gonna improve and get better and stuff. But you should have bought him before we went off to the Euros when he was doing his thing for Sassuolo, because once you hear Juventus, man don't want to care. You know, it's like chatting to a girl and Damon Idris walks past. That's you lot, because I'm still gonna pat him. But you know, you ain't gonna listen to you lot if Anthony Joshua walks past. You don't want to hear it. You know, Arsenal agreed to pay Manuel Locatelli's asking price, but Juventus in the driving seat. The man doesn't want to come. If he wanted to come, Juventus be out of it. He doesn't want to sign for us. Arsenal have made an offer of 38 million for Sassuolo's midfielder Manuel Locatelli, but the Euro 2020 winner is waiting to join Juventus, according to reports. Mikel Arteta has made a new midfielder one of his top priorities this summer, with Xhaka on the verge of joining Roma and a new partner for Partey required. Locatelli appears to be the number one choice. Sassuolo are resigned to losing the 23-year-old and are in talks with both Arsenal and Juventus. They claim only Arsenal have made an acceptable bid. Arsenal have offered 38 million, which meets their asking price, while Juventus have only proposed an initial loan with an obligation to buy next summer, similar to Chiesa's deal. So they could get that done, or Locatelli might just play another season at Sassuolo, you know, in a World Cup year where you don't really moving club can be a bit dangerous. Just staying where you are and then moving next year when Juventus's financial situation could improve. I don't know. But, you know, we've had a bid accepted and he's no closer to being an Arsenal player because he's told his advisors he don't want to negotiate. Unless Juventus pull away and let Sassuolo make it abundantly clear you've got to leave, maybe he'll entertain Arsenal. But I think we should allow it, because what we need in the bare minimum is people that want to be here. And, you know, I'm sure he wouldn't mind being here if he came here. But anytime it's looking a bit shaky, he's going to act like he's doing us a favor. Fantastic player with a fantastic future, but I don't know what we're doing, man. Arsenal's offer may be more appealing to Sassuolo. The player himself prefers a move to Turin and is prepared to wait as long as it takes for the two Italian teams to agree terms. Sassuolo have a good relationship with Juventus and talks are continuing, people. So apart from leveraging Arsenal's interest and saying we're waiting in the wings and using that to kind of hurry on the move, it isn't going to happen, people. So I ain't even going to read the rest of this because it just doesn't matter, does it? Like, it just shouldn't be a thing, really and truly. So it is what it is in that regards, folks. Like, it really is what it is, man. I'm tired of speaking about Locatelli, and I see a couple of Locatelli questions in the live chat. That's that. The man don't want to sign for the club. He's a fantastic player, but if you don't want to be here, bro, like, it is what it is. I can't begrudge him. Juventus, Arsenal, Allegri, Arteta, these things pick themselves. It don't make sense signing for us. So I'd just leave it at that. If I'm completely honest with you guys, please make sure you're hitting the like button, people. We're at 265. Can we keep going, people? We're off to a good start. Can it be a great start? Leon Bailey's a baller. We love Bailey at Arsenal. He's gone off the bell at club level a bit, but it is what it is. Big up my Atlanta peeps as well. Big up yourself, my guy. After Tavares, Lokonga, and White, we need at least 4 more signings. 2 midfielders, goalkeeper, and a right back, maybe. Keeper's a techie one because, like, I think if Leno said it, I've heard these rumors with Leno one too much. Move him on signing the keeper, but I don't know what's going on. Definitely agree with a right back. Would like 2 number 8s. Would be prepared to accept just 1 number 8, you know, or an 8 and a 10, you know, is what it is. Total Sports Tech for streams, by the way. I mean, there's many streaming websites, but that's one that we're gonna keep them coming for the next watch along. That's one that we're gonna write down. Apparently, Lokonga might be going on loan as well. But again, if Lokonga goes on loan, surely you have to bring in a midfielder. Unpopular opinion, I'm happy with Chambers as first choice. That's fair play, but I don't think this club is going to get anywhere if as much as I personally like Callum Chambers, if Callum Chambers for 38 games is your best right back, he has an issue because he's been here for a while. We've been down this road. I'm not saying he's a bad player. It's just there's going to be games he looks amazing. There's going to be games he looks like a centre half playing at right back. He defo is decent there though, and he could be a decent option. But yeah, man. I'm not really with it. I did it soccer stream. Appreciate that 265. Appreciate that buff streams. Come on, hey community. We're not giving Arsenal 7.99. And to be fair, I'm giving Arsenal enough. 7 odd quid on the new shirt. What like a pinky on them pre-season tickets just now for Arsenal Chelsea. So yeah, man. I don't know what's happening with Saliba, but he's gone on loan. So at least we'll revisit it next season. Hit the like button, people. This is beyond the joke. Ben White is a 20 million player at most. He might be, but it's done, man. And you're right. To be fair, he was, as I spoke about, he was told to go on loan. I spoke about that yesterday. So it is what it is. But I mean, at the same time, Arteta can't be gassing him and saying all these things and not playing him. And I think not just Nelson, but what have we lost through playing Willian and just signing Willian in the first place? And Nelson should have been given a new deal last season. This is the reactive stuff. So we're not in a position of strength. Do you often get offers to do things like TV, radio, football commentary, and management? And would you take such opportunities if and when they came your way? Super talented. I mean, you've all seen the opportunities I get, my guy. And who wouldn't take them? Like, you'd be silly not doing it. Of course. Surprised you asked me, man. You're smart enough to answer that question. What else have we got? Interesting comments, folks. Interesting comments. Please stop spamming. Questions aren't going to be answered. You're just going to get blocked and no longer be able to speak, man. It seems like all our fans do is cry. There's a lot to cry about with Arsenal, but sometimes people moan for the sake of it. Do you think Ben White will improve our defense? Yes and no. I think if he is to improve our defense, it's got to be a collective change in how we think about defense, not just one guy. Personally, but we have to see, man. I like Leno. I listen. I don't think Leno is my cup of tea, but I like him. My problem is, you don't want to be here. Every time it seems like you want to be here, you don't. If you don't want to be here, then I don't really care how good you are. I'm probably Torreira's biggest fan. No one would be happier than me to see Torreira somehow have a future here. But you don't want to be here. If you don't want to be here, you need to go. There's already players that are going to make up the bulk of next season that I don't think want to be here. Anyone that don't want to be here, go, because we need that reset. The minimum is that players want to be here. So that in them tough moments when they don't agree with what they're doing in training or it's a bit tough, they keep going. That's the minimum. Absolute minimum for me, man. But we'll have to see, man. I haven't seen, well, apparently in relation to Callum Hudson-Odoi, apparently the Ghana reports are false. And I don't know if Reiss Nelson will play for Zimbabwe. No, I think we should leave Tyler Adams because the man prefers to play in midfield. And if you play in right back, you see how there's an issue. Whoa, Danny Carter, man, said he let me tap his girl fast and win the league. Chill, bro. Chill. We only do that to the pagans. Chill. You're my guy. We don't do that. Browning, like, what is it though? Me, might have to take you up on that offer now. I'm playing, man. Like, fam. Man said dreaded Gooner. I don't know. I'll go on for Onana, my guy. It seems like he's going Lyon. I've seen interlink with him. It seems like there's not much we can do while we're trying to solve our thing. Personally, if he never had the transfer ban, then we might get that one done. I'm not really a fan of Ramsdale. I can get my head around 50 million for Ben White. I can't around 20 million for Ramsdale because he's not good enough with his feet. And, there's only so much cheating, training, you can do in that regards. I'm sure there's a couple of players like with every manager that doesn't want to be here, but yeah, I wouldn't say that, man. I hear you. Attack is one of the main things. We're ninth, we're ninth for attack, but I think our improvements in defense are overstated. The clean sheets and third for clean sheets, there's stuff to build upon. But when you start looking at minute times we've held on to leads, when we've scored and then conceded, all of them other metrics that can, go into game management and concentration and stuff like that, that paints the real picture for us, our defense. So there is building blocks to build upon. Imagine disliking a DG live stream could never be me. There's haters, man. There's haters. There's haters, man. It's I'm not even gonna get into it, but you know why, man. And if the haters are watching, they are watching with their wives. You know why. You know why. Even with a book, even with the lighting being dodgy today, even on better days. Come on, man. Arsenal should have had me modeling the new kit. Are you crazy? But anyways, man, let's leave them. I'm not even gonna give them anything. We're gonna do a separate video on that. I'll be cheating, man. Morning, DG. Such a lovely day. Keep up the grind, my G. Appreciate that, Stefan. Rangers versus Arsenal on my channel will be live. Well, I say live. Let me not tell you. Some of you actually think it will be. I'll be streaming the game, but obviously I'll be doing a watch along for it. That's live from 1:30 p.m. and the game kicks off at 2. So, yeah, man. Set your reminders. Make sure you're following across Twitch and all of them sort of things. If we don't get a right back, are you on playing Ainsley Maitland-Niles there? If he accepts it, why not? But I'd still want a right back, and I still just want a right back. I like Chambers, I like Maitland-Niles. I want a right back, man. Like I just want a right back. Nah, to be fair, credit where due. Arsenal getting that is on. It's credit where due, sort of thing, man. Haven't commented in a while, but still watching religiously. Keep up the great work, DG. Lighter firm. I don't know who that is. I'm not at all inspired by this signing, to be honest. I think 50 million would have been better spent elsewhere. That's a fair comment, man. Yeah, we are. We're definitely better defensively, tactically. We're definitely the thinking has improved in relation to defense. We're thinking a bit more. It's still not levels. That's what I mean. There's foundations to build upon, man. Tino, you're an idiot, man. I don't agree with having to treat that as an anomaly because it's 38 games. There's no anomaly over that. Like there's none. If it was just a Bamian underperforming, then yeah, there's got to be a reason behind that. And even when you look at the statistics for how we was attacking towards the end of the season, he came under. So you can treat it as an anomaly, Raz. I am not, because I can't lie. 38 games, that's no anomaly. It's not. We've spent too much money on that attack, and there's been too much question marks. And attack should arguably be the easiest thing to fix. Or not even fix. You should be able to attack. As much as we called Emre defensive, there was an issue. I don't think anyone judges Chambers unfairly. He's one of them people want to call him dead, but this man. Correct DG for right back. Question is, do you have pace? I mean, we can do a little fitness thing. Obviously. You get me? I can't talk too tough, but certain things have to go down. Let's mess up the fitness, you know what I mean? But anyways, it's cool. Hopefully we can shift our focus towards grabbing a centre mid, an 8 or a 10 or 2 8s. Hopefully we can start to move towards that. We're at 286 in terms of likes, people. Can we push towards the end, man? But why, if we've got 3 right backs, don't you think we've got priority elsewhere? They're not good though. We've got bare centre halves. We keep signing centre halves. Like, bro, I don't know what I'm gonna get from Maitland-Niles for 38 games. I don't know what I'm gonna get from Callum Chambers. I don't know what I'm gonna get with Cedric. And Bellerin is still on contracted. For me, I'm at the stage now. I just want a right back. If we don't get it, then we're at the same stage, man. That you can't blame Arteta for them brain farts that some of these players are doing. Of course not. I mean, this is where it starts going, man. Nuno Tavares can play here and there, bro. Nuno Tavares, I'm looking at you funny as well because he didn't mention defending at one point when they asked him what he's good at. So he might just be on this Andre Santos just running forward, moving mad thing, man. So do you think we need a striker or a window? No. Arteta needs to go to the training field and allow his players to do their thing in the final third and find the freedom within the framework. He needs to go and find an 8, an 8.5, and he needs to find a 10. If you can find a striker that's elite and stuff like that, then do your thing. Or if you can find a winger that's better than what we've got, of course, no one's going to say no. But I think they can be these attacking issues, excluding the creativity in terms of a 10 or an 8.5, a lot of it needs to be solved with Arteta. In the same way, I think defensively, he just needs better players to do his thing. He needs to work on the training ground, man. That's just me, anyways. Personally, I think Ben White is a class signing. People are forgetting we are right now this part of a rebuilding young squad too. I think you're saying, Tony, we're starting a rebuild. Fair play. I wouldn't mind that Mulder guy to replace. I can't even pronounce the name, but to replace Bellerin playing in Italy. Do you want Odegaard back? It might get to that. Nah, I wouldn't mind Tammy, but I spoke about Cooper Myers a couple of days ago. I wouldn't mind him at all. Have you got a DG Nation server on Discord? I think it would be good for you when you transition into Twitch. No, but I can write that down. To be fair, Tino's been on to me about that. Discord. We'll get that pattern, man. We'll get that pattern. Bro, if you want my feelings in short, you gotta scroll back, my guy. You know, I can't be repeating myself with respect, man. I reckon Pepe will have a good season as long as Arteta lets him have constant games. Hope so, man. 4:45 a.m. here in Chicago. Big up DG, smash that like button. I appreciate the commitment. Go and get some sleep, my guy, though, man. What's all of that about? Saturday, man. I appreciate it, man. I wouldn't mind Ward-Prowse. He ain't gonna have no fireworks, but he would be a very good signing for this club. I would back that. I wouldn't mind Ward-Prowse. I think you need a lot more, but he understands football. He's competent in midfield. I think England. I actually think he could have been done with the England squad, and again, penalties. Shout out to the Mandem, but who's got a good record? Ward-Prowse would have probably stepped up to take a pen. Who knows? Things would have been different if you let Harry Kane, Maguire, him step up. Maybe Rashford and them man might have been feeling themselves a bit more and put these opportunities to bed. But boy, we can't speculate. Ifs and buts are not facts. Facts are. England are out of it, innit? Really and truly, we're gone. Really. 293. Can we get to 300 people? Can we get to 300? Who said Patreon? I defo become a patron. Hey, man, if you lot want that, I don't know how it would be different from my YouTube members, but don't want a Patreon page. You do that. DG, you're right. We need freedom in the final third. Overthinking too much, and that's the thing. I think that's the biggest gift and curse that Arteta has, is that he overthinks. That's great when you got to be defensive and reactive to what other team does. That's why we're good against the top six. But when it's time to have a bit more freedom and put your blueprint, we struggle. Like you saw, that's why we struggled to break down the littler teams and low blocks and all of these sort of things, man. I like White signing because his fitness shouldn't be an issue, and it seems like him and Gabby could build a good partnership. Talk about Martinelli seems to have called. I see him as part of the future. Not sure he's called. He's away doing his thing with Brazil, and I want him to have a good season, man. EG, you considered Patreon. Big up yourself. I'll look into it, man. I'll look into it. I have it. Well, I thought I had the equivalents, but I know some of you that are in other countries. I know the laws are a bit funny about becoming a member, about donations, about PayPal donations, about a lot. I always get a couple of these things. So yeah, I'll look into it. I'll try to pattern it and just give you what you want in it, really and truly. I don't know people, but I really don't like Odegaard to come. We need an aggressive midfielder. I wouldn't mind it because it might be a case of nowhere else. But boy, it's also vital we get a proper attacking right back, as we are so predictable in attacking down the left. Jay, facts. And one thing you didn't miss out, you would see a better Saka, a better Pepe, because suddenly man are not receiving it off the halfway line. Guys can, big up Chambers. Just Chambers knows the right back role better than Bellerin because he's a more intelligent footballer. But, Chambers understands when to underlap, when to overlap just to take a man with me to free up space for Pepe. Is it any coincidence, whatever you say about Chambers, whatever you say about Maitland-Niles, I actually don't know for Cedric, but Arteta said he's the best in the final third. These guys look better with these guys look better. Pepe look better with these guys than ahead of Bellerin. Now, there has been times Bellerin's looked decent as well. Let's be fair to him. But yeah, man. Difficult, man. That's why personally I want to write back, because with Maitland and Chambers, I know it's a ticking time bomb and that you're going to show me quality, but then you're going to go through them shaky periods. Like, I just want absolute confidence now. I don't want 50-50. I like this guy, there's that gap and that gap, and I want proper stuff. 306 likes, people. Very appreciative. Keep running that up, people. Again, with that, I think it's time to show my goal and things like that. I mean, we need a right back. Tierney, Gabriel, Ben White. Bro, you need guys with elite mentality.
Trophy. What have you got there?
Arteta, shout me. Shout me.
You didn't.
I didn't get this. Arteta, shout me. Arteta, shout me. Mentality. Let's build a new young squad. Come on. And forget all that mentality. And, you know, can still develop. 26, I'm in my prime. Attacking fullbacks needed. But me and Pepe crime scene. Come on. Ramsdale, no chance. Get out of here, man. From long, he strikes, he scores. Number 4-5 on the back. Bang! Hey, gassing myself. I'm gassing myself. I'm get shameless with it. You gotta be shameless, man. You gotta be shameless. Banter aside, please make sure you're hitting the like button, bro. Me and Pepe be elite, bro. Bare handshakes. Hey, you lot would hate me in the dressing room because I'll be doing everything Pepe and Lacazette, all them guys. I was about to say a certain word that they got to be cancelled. All them guys there, bro. I'll be keening. I'll be doing the most. Like, oh man, I'll fit in like a glove, bro. Like, bro, if you're not shameful, you gotta do this thing. Hey, shout out to Skytor. Hey, Skytor. This morning, it's on my other laptop, but this morning I was messing around with. Well, I followed what you sent me, and it's done still. Only thing, how do I get? Well, I didn't use the flags in what you sent me because the flags weren't needed. Cause obviously we're out of the Europes now, innit? But how can I put like an Arsenal badge and the next badge? Because I'm gonna try and test out what it's gonna look like. I'm actually gonna see if I can be cheeky, if I can have the score predictions on one laptop, the scoreboard on one laptop. Is there a way to do it? The scoreboard on one laptop, and just leave these settings as it is. Do you get it? So I can leave what I'm literally the settings I've got in front of you. If it could stay like that, man. Big 4-5, no safety, man, for real. All right, look, that's me, man. Hey, to my unborn child, bro, I'm 26. I'm gonna be showing you that going till I'm 75, man. It's gonna be elite. But please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe on Twitch, people. Thoughts on the Amazon deal with Arsenal, bro? Must be a nice way to make 10 mil. Like, it's gonna be banter, isn't it? Gonna be entertaining, isn't it? Like, you know, it's gonna hopefully it starts off. Maybe it's all coordinated. We lose to Hibernian, signings start coming through. Then in May we win the league or something. Obviously, I'm really being deluded now, but yeah, man, it's gonna be eventful. And on a serious note, I want to see the intricacies of it. Like, you know, you got to see a bit of a, I don't want to say human side, but a human side from in Sergio Aguero. You don't always see that with people, and I feel we understand it, but many people just don't get footballers are human, and these sort of things could help them really to just show that man are human and that. So it is what it is in that regards. You know, love that goal. I love you lot for the support, man. Come on, hey. I love that goal, but the goal I actually love is it was a simpler goal than that. It's the goal I scored on my re-debut for Wrongins because it felt like Thierry Henry, man. I wish I had that recorded. Obviously, if you're on Twitter, you saw the celebrations and that. That felt amazing, man. And to score in front of my old coaching staff and technical directors, where really they're just admin pussios. They saw it, like they saw us win the league. Crazy, man. It's crazy, man. But on a serious note, man, I don't think there's anything else to speak about. We've spoken about everything. You know, we've really spoken about predominantly Ben White. It's been entertaining, folks. Obviously, like I said, the grind don't stop because obviously I'm only going quiet for a couple of hours. Literally in 2 hours, we're going again, people. So please make sure you've set your reminders. You know, you've hit the like button. You're doing what you need to do. You can also watch along on Twitch as well. Please make sure you subscribe on Twitch, particularly if you've got Amazon Prime as well. It makes it easier for you guys. Yeah, I'll be here at 1:30. Make sure you're here with all your links and all of those sort of things. We're going to need that, people, because you know I'm not paying for it. Obviously, make sure you're following on Twitch as well. And then, yeah, on that note, I'm going to have to love and leave you, people. I think we've been here for an hour and 22 minutes. It's been fantastic. So, yeah, man, on that note, DG, I'm out, man. Take care of yourselves. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll catch you lot in a piece, people. Run up the likes. Come on. Bless up, AM. You know what? That goal was so good. We got to see it twice. I'll leave you. DG's done well to come back from a big injury. Oh my, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. Goal! 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 DG goal!